Yo, what's with the lack of energy and spawns? Who is host? Anime fan. Oh my god, I think Devil Note console. Sorry, team. I find the Void Cascade and it's not a proper host. Yeah, unfortunate. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I picked it out of reflex. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I picked it out of reflex. Why did I leave them? Because it's not a proper host. It's an old console host. You saw over there like barely a couple of enemies spawned in a Void Cascade. In a Steel Path Void Cascade. I just want to have fun. Am I keeping the numbers? Yeah, today I'm gonna keep the numbers again. Who's host? LC? Multi-host? Okay. There is quite a few more enemies. By the way, I noticed something else. On older consoles, sometimes enemies are ridiculously tanky. Is it because a few enemies spawn only? No, you come here. See, I got all my energy back already.
This is yours now. You're cleared to self-extract when you're ready.
Why did the door... Did somebody not get... I'm sorry, is somebody disconnected? Do you guys want to keep on going, or... Yeah, no? Juan, please.
Careful. We have no idea what it could manifest.
Which build? Heavy. Oh! The heavy hitter build can also, like, flat melee. It's not a problem at all. Did you? Oh, dogs can kill ghosts! Am I gonna complain about other streamers? Yeah. I don't know, do you want me to complain about them or no? Where are all the enemies? Yeah? Yo team, what you doing? Buddy, what are you doing down there? Why are you eating all my energy orbs?
Exalizer has been retired.
Sorry, I had to raise my power levels over there for a second. That poor orb. I just love how much armor these guys have, that all those millions turn into barely 2 million. I just love that. You know, love, there's love in the air. 1-8? No. Can everybody come over here, please? I play my Valkyrie very slow. Yeah, I do. I don't simply do this every time, do I? Imagine if I went all crit. Imagine I went all crit. That's what you're telling me. Imagine if I went all crit with everything, like 5 violet shards, and then I can't sustain my... Am I not a ghost? You gotta love how the enemies... No, you get to die. I love how the... Where's the ghost? My cat's tits bounced it off. Dude, there's so many spears around here. And that's not a pun. Huh? Don't we pop these? Where's the last? Bitch, I'm gonna degrade their lives. Am I doing more damage? Yeah. I made a miscalculation yesterday. I thought prime pressure was better than... because I was like, you know, moving around my, my build around too much on the claws, I kind of put wrong mods. I always forget to like duplicate my mods and test them out later on something else. It was prime pressure. I forgot to remove Prime Pressure and put in Blood Rush. Are you a ghost or no? Is heavy better? You can make the claws work with heavy. You just lose a couple million damage, but honestly it's not too much of a difference. Because at the very least with the heavy, once you like meet a heavy unit enemy, and by the way I never get these guys, oh no, there you are. Once these guys appear, I don't need to spend 5 seconds trying to kill them. Why are the things spawning all over the place?
We're down an Exilizer, working on backups. See what you make of this.
I don't know, Daddy. What am I gonna make out of it? Pastrami?
Just lost an Exilizer to possession. Get it back.
Oh. Wow! What an epic gun! That is worth nothing. Keep on going, or... Okay. You motherfuckers, there better be a Void Cascade still. I swear. As soon as I leave this map, there better be a Void Cascade. If there isn't, I'm gonna find you two. I'm gonna chase you down like the animals you are in the streets. Well, I forgot where we came in from. No, I have good memory. See, only 4 games for nothing else. Dude, it's such a struggle to play Void Cascade in Warframe, honestly. Okay, can I get a good host like the last time? And, you know, can I get to Void Cap? Or no? Sevagot! My kills! Hello? When will players learn in a situation like this you don't aim down sight and then hope for the best? Huh? No, you have to be joking. What is this latency? Okay, D, please, I just wanna play Void Cascade without any problems. Holy shit. I like how my team is taking all my kills. I make the enemies lifted, fall down, dazed. I debuff them with melee, and then the Sevacle comes along with their claws and he's like, yeah, I'm doing all the work here, man, clearly. Oh no, the enemy's taking 100%, 130% increased vulnerability melee damage. Plus, if you time it correctly, they're technically floating or lifted, so they take even more extra damage. Oh no. You guys... Another person disconnected? Dude, what's going on today? Are these servers dead? What's going on? Everybody's disconnecting. There's at least one person every other turn that disconnects. What the fuck? I was suffering latency with a guy that had one less person, less client. D, please. Literally 2 hours, barely 2 hours of Void Cascade, and you guys pull my balls out of their sockets every day. Okay, what are you? You're a multi-host. I hope you have a new console. I know it's pretty arrogant to ask somebody to have a new console in today's economy, but oh my god, I hope you have at least a PlayStation 5, man. Please. Please, no Nintendo players. Or Android. What a stupid decision they made.
Purge our Exilizers and keep them purged, so they can stop the cascade getting out of hand.
Okay, lots of enemies?
Look out for reactants. Collect reactants to open the well.
And of course, a very annoying mag. With the bubble. Please tell me at least the bubble.
That's a void angel in the making.
I don't care if it's a girl angel as well. They can go and fuck themselves. Yeah, I'm very sorry. I'm very annoyed right now. I just need to accumulate my 12 crit. Am I 12? Okay, I'm 12.
Keep those manifestations away from the Exilizers.
Okay, I'm doing a lot more damage now. Is this Void Cascade? Yeah, it is. That's why I'm doing so much more damage now compared to the previous run. I swear your platform has an effect on the amount of damage you do. Somebody should honestly test this out. How am I getting these numbers? Yeah, I know, right? How am I getting these standard numbers with Valkyr? And not simply 100,000 in a Kuva fortress, while shamelessly making the worst mag build in the entire world that every single redditor and like normie copies, and then they become a nuisance to the rest of the team. Oh my god. Melee duplicate. Melee duplicate does not work on Valkyr's claws because once you enter orange territory or any kind of crit territory, you need like yellow crits and it's like less damage. Assuming you average about 15 million damage, like DPS, you know, overall DPS. Assuming you average 15, right? Like 15 million DPS if you do duplicate, you maybe get 30 million. But again, this is assuming you get the other roll, and then there's this entire thing with the roll where sometimes the roll itself doesn't crit. I don't know what that's about. I also have no idea. But yeah, it was 100% my fault because the tiny dicked energy streamers out there and content creators, they use the big numbers. And by the way, you know, because YouTube compression is terrible, I need to defend myself here. Because YouTube compression is terrible, 100,000 looks like 100 million. By the way, it's absolutely funny because there's a smaller YouTube channel out there. I don't know if I should name them. I think they know what they're doing. Basically, they almost made the same build as me, except they don't have any range, and they're doing the same amount of damage. Except I have range and I'm doing the same amount of damage. So, sorry. I know it sounds like so arrogant. I'm like blowing my own horn, saying I'm better than other people. That's not the case. It just annoyed me so much. How many people are like, oh, Valkyr remake is excellent. It does so much damage, and they're doing like if you look at the numbers, they're doing 100,000. Like this, and then they're like, it's fine, and I'm like, it's not fine. She's melee. I shouldn't be fighting my team for kills. I should be doing the damage in. Listen, here's how melee builds should work in Warframe. My team can have a Brahma or an Ogress with an Ember and get full buff. Imagine somebody buffs them. They buff Fireball Frenzy at 400. There's a temple. The temple gives another 700% heat. That becomes over 1000 heat. And they have roar, like 200% roar or something. That thing is gonna delete enemies across the room. Okay? I'm a Valkyr. If I come next to the enemy, I should delete them immediately, especially the weak ones. I should not fight my team for the kill. If my team can't kill the enemy and I come in, I have to kill the enemy. That's how melee builds should be. I don't know how all these content creators out there are like, Valkyr does a lot of damage, and they're doing pathetic amounts of damage, and for the longest while I searched for that stupid spear, like you know, I was like, God, I'm not getting any energy, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. Also, I love it when people replace their number 3. By the way, people are like running the tightest skills possible while replacing their tree and keeping rip line. And then you love it on how every few seconds they're like, okay, let me aim with rip line and you know, like do this. It reminds me of British people, you know, they recycle, and then Americans are just cleaning their junk with a baby sea lion. There's like a British man right now, you know, he's pulling out his plate and slowly, like, you know, funneling the grease inside a plastic bag and then wrapping it and throwing it somewhere to dispose of it later at the correct facilities. And there's an American man with a truck right now just running parkours over other people's rights while cleaning his junk with a baby seal. That's why I felt with Valkyr. I was like, Valkyr is a melee character. If I'm here, I should delete the enemies. This is what I should do. I should not be fighting my team with weapons across entire rooms. That's not my job. Imagine this. If Brahma will two-shot an Acolyte, why the fuck am I two-shotting an Acolyte still with a Valkyr? And people are like, that damage is fine. With a melee character, that's fine? With a melee character, I need to go towards the enemy first, okay? I need to walk towards the enemy in order to do pitiful amounts of damage, less than a Brahma. And people are like, that's fine damage. Because they don't know how to mod their weapon. And then they play in solo, you know, with the less scaling, and they're like, yep, Valkyr, look, she's one-shotting everything at like 5 million damage only. With the strongest heavy attack, they lose their multiplier, and then they go to doing not even crit damage, and I'm like, what is the point then? Ow! Sorry, meow. So I should do like my animes, you know, where like there's a cat girl, she just keeps on using meow puns. That always pisses me off. I'm like, what's the point, man? All my pro with Valkyr are fixed now. I mean, I'll keep on tweaking and see like how much DPS I can get out of it. Still. What's her name? if a Sarin can delete an entire map, dude, how the fuck are YouTubers like as a Valkyrie? You have to walk towards the enemy, okay, or use Ripline or whatever that might take you 5 seconds to get there, and in the meantime Sarin already killed them, and they're like, okay, 100,000 red crit damage, that is fine. Again, I don't think the rework did anything for Valkyrie. It's a lot more damage, that's about it. I don't know if the damage made her more comfortable to play with a team. Because I know in the past people complain about, yeah, she's invincible, but her team synergy is absolutely one of the worst ones she has. Also, I have no idea why people don't do this.
Enough reactants to open your relic.
You do a lot more damage. You do a lot more damage, and you actually position the enemy much better than a Nautilus. At your own pace. I don't know why people are sleeping on number 3. I learned my lesson very well after Ember. Don't follow half of the builds out there. Like Spinnetar too weak, tweaking numbers. I learned my lesson so well. God, almost a year I played Ember all wrong. How to move around without the thing? Without... You do this. You do this. This is the most efficient way to move around. Instead of, what to call it? The rip line. The rip line is a small auto-target system. Like soft lock-on. The one that's available in Dark Souls, one of the Dark Souls game that can enable, and as well the Dragon's Dogma one. Please, oh my god. Is there Void Cascade? What is happening? This is the 4th Void Cascade that people are disconnecting from. Is there a problem today? D? Just get me out, man. Just get me out. Is everybody just crashing? Are all the console users crashing? What's going on? By the way, there was no information about this on Reddit today, so do Redditors just not play the game or what? I'm sorry, did it consume my last relic? And it didn't give me anything back, or this is what I get for not playing a horror game? Yeah, you're right, this is what I get for not playing a horror game today. Fuck me. Some people upload one video a month and everything is fine. I, on the other hand, can't even play... Dude, please. D, you guys are pure ball, honestly. I don't know why you guys think you're cool, hiding inside fridges and playing the guitar when nothing works in this game! What is happening?
Don't forget the reactor.
Yo, Fox, load already! What's the... Yeah?
Exilizer is ours.
What is going on with this game? It put me in a bad host! Literally 1.5 hour Void Cascade and I can't find a single good host. Fuck your 2 cats back there, man. They're worse than mine. I'm taking it out on people. Okay, nobody's getting the V1s. Fuck you guys, honestly. What are you? You're Windows. Please be a good Windows. You're Zaku Prime with corrosive projection. I don't know how to feel about that, man. If we at least get 3 growing powers, or better yet, power donations, I can totally understand. Crypto, what are you? Pistol amp. Why pistol amp, man? You know, boys, the boys were in town. And I was like, hello, boys, how you doing, boys? And the boys were like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean, no?
A fissure. Defend yourself and use reactant.
Mother, I don't know why you're so surprised at the fissure. We did come here for the fissures, don't we? We're Fisher Price.
Look for more reactant.
Oh, really? Looking for a reactant? Man, fuck you, mother. Please. Just...
That thing starts moving, and it will. You better know what to do.
Shh. Okay, look, they don't... Fuck you, Rodolfo! Midnight, the numbers, what do they mean? Sorry team, sorry, I need to build up my crescendo. Okay, I'm gonna remove damage numbers. We also the damage numbers I can do. Also, by the way, sometimes damage numbers reduces performance for me. I have no idea why. I guess rendering 2 lines of text on the screen is too much effort with the game's engine. Whoever just did a weird stunt to them, please don't do that ever again. Oh, it's a Banshee! Oh my god, it's a Banshee. Yeah, I know, I too am a train spotter. Every day I wake up and I start spotting trains left and right. There's traffic up there, I have no idea why. Okay, apparently I don't have line of sight, by the way. Don't you love how consistent this game is with line of sight? There's like 3 kinds of line of sight that are modern and they can decide which one they want to stick with. My favorite one is Embers. You cast something, essentially it's in the position of the player every time as they're moving. Then there's Koras, which is based upon point of impact of the weapon itself. There's another line of sight that is based upon the camera. Figure out which one you're gonna get, because Embers is a mix. It's based upon position and camera, and it can bypass some tiny objects. Other times it's like, no, we're not gonna bypass anything. Is Mold Fury better? Sorry, not Mold Fury, the thing, Arcane Fury. No. And I can't shoot. Okay, I can shoot now. Again, as I mentioned, Arcane Fury is a lot more damage on your weapon than even 2 shards. Because you take all the crit on your Valkyrie talents, you put in Arcane Fury, you put in the Mudari, that gives you another 30% on your physical at least, and all that scales your crit much better. So you're doing a lot more damage than to like 75% crit shard if you already have all the crit and you're looking for the base. But there's no place to fit it. Because, as I keep on mentioning, the sweet spot on Valkyrie's strength is 250. You'll get too much strength, like 339. That's a reference to a video that I saw where the person was playing... Actually, I think I saw 2 videos. One of them was doing it properly, the other person just honestly wasn't doing any damage to anything. So some people will get like a lot of strength on Valkyrie, and they're barely doing any damage. Because they're not scaling the base damage with anything. No, I just love it on how, you know, many years ago that video came out by that guy, the one that lost their shit and started banning people left and right when they started criticizing the Valkyrie build before it came out. And I was like, what's your deal? Do you love Valkyrie or something? You definitely don't play her, I can say that much. I don't want you to play. But that video comes out, and there's that entire claim, you know, 165... I can't shoot. What is called 165 damage plus 165 damage. It's not like 300 whatever damage, you know, it doesn't work like that. It's about diminishing returns, and then it's fair to scale it with other stuff. And yeah, you're right, except you're also wrong. You need to know the weapon that you're doing this on. Like, for example, in the case of Brahma, you know, a big heavy weapon, you get some base damage, so you scale all the large multipliers together as a final. It's the same thing with Valkyrie's claws if you're going for the big skill, not big skills, the big attacks. Everything has diminishing returns, except crit chance, I think. Once again, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I did the calculation there. That is why that guy also said something like Galvanized Steel, a weapon that has a lot of crit base damage. You go with Galvanized... you go with... Okay, enjoy yourself over there. But remember, the guy also says something like... Galvanized Steel, you use it if... Where are these stupid ghosts, man? Galvanized Steel, it's better if your weapon already has crit chance and you want more crit damage, right? That's how Galvanized Steel works, I think? Right? It increases the crit thing, and it's Blood Rush that increases the crit chance massively. Banshee! Okay, you stay here then, man. Don't give me hope that that hole is for me. You keep that hole to yourself. Again, I keep on forgetting, Galvanized Steel, you take it for weapons that already have a lot of... we're all Radiant, man. We're so Radiant. But yeah, high critical chance equals to you taking Galvanized Steel in order to scale your crit chance. I love how complicated that video was, and the guy to sum up like how you do it. You know what the logic there is. And I could think about was like, but that doesn't matter. You're just gonna take more damage. Crit damage is gonna come from crit damage. Where you have high crit chance or low crit chance, that doesn't matter. Galvanized steel is still gonna be better. Like, what is the exception here? That doesn't make any sense. You have blood rush. As soon as you have blood rush, that's it. Game over. You're gonna take galvanized steel all the time. And even sacrificial steel is like not that great no matter what. Even Gladiator Might can check the math on it. It's better. I'm just here by myself with nothing to kill, man. All I need is kill. Banshee! You and your silence! Stunning the enemies. I think Prime Point Pressure is fine. It's just, you know, if Conditional Overload is useless, Prime Point Pressure is also useless at that point. Prime Point Pressure is more damage on these kind of weapons, like this. These attacks. It's more damage on these. Definitely. No! Please. What you GGing for, man? Host, you don't need to go. It's not necessary for you to go, you know, just saying. You can be a person of your own choices in life.
They fought well.
You have to be joking, man. You know, Ebola? Why even bother playing Warframe, honestly? I don't understand. You never have the fishers you want, they're never available. The host is like, okay, GG, I guess we're all gonna leave, even though there's no reason for any of you to leave other than the person who wants to leave. I don't know what the story about that is. So annoying, man. An Ember. With a fat ass or no? With default colors. Unbelievable. Have you people no shame? Using default colored Warframes, huh? It's kind of ironic. I think default colored Warframes are more unique. They're more unique than, like, the custom ones. LR5 Ember with no customization. Really now? Anything stupid on Reddit?
Keep going.
Actually, yeah, there was something stupid today on Reddit. I love I just say that randomly. Yeah, that was a stupid thing on Reddit. I just remembered. There was somebody that made a post, and because you know recently there's been an uptick of people complaining about Ember. They're like, Ember this, Ember that, Ember sucks, Ember remake, Ember buff, instead of Oberon buff, Ember buff, you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know why, you know, we have Tempo that can do the entire caster fireframe, and we have Ember that is weapons platform version. I have no idea why people insist on whatever it is they're trying to insist. I have no idea what debate here is. You know, it's kind of like Stinky Winky. Stinky Winky. Sorry, that distracted me. It's kind of like, I just forgot what I was gonna say. Fuck you, man, you stinky winkies. What do you call it? I was just gonna say something, I completely forgot. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. It's kind of like, I forgot. That cat distracted me so much, I forgot. But anyway, it's equivalent to something stupid. And you know, people are like just losing their shit. Okay, whatever, maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know, like it depends on your opinion, but you know, they're like random threads, you know, there'll be the occasional white knight for D. They come in, they make a thread, and they're like, you know, as somebody who works with video games, I tried programming, I tried making a 3D model, it's very, very hard. I don't know why people are asking for an Ember buff, and I'm like, listen, I understand the Ember situation, okay? Whether I agree with you or I don't, that's a whole different story, but what the fuck are you talking about, man? What are you trying to say by saying with 2 lines of code, it didn't work, you tried to 3D model, it's hard, we have to show the respect, so ergo, making games is hard, ergo, why are people asking for buffs all the time about everything? And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Does D stand for digital erotica? No. They are a game company. This is their job. Their job is to make games. People asking buffs and stuffs. It makes sense, no? What, are you stupid or what? Because I don't understand what people are trying to say. Some people, you know, like, oh, I try to work. Working is hard. Ergo, we should show respect to all the businessmen out there. I'm like, that's a false equivalency. What does that even mean? Yeah, I'm verified your integrity, Mom. You don't have one. The thing I absolutely hate on Reddit is, again, when people sandbag compliments. They're like, it's so hard to do this job. Yeah, okay, listen, no offense, but being a game developer isn't as hard as being a guy that works on an oil rig, okay? You can shut the fuck up. Those guys at the oil... Okay, here's the thing. Here's a fun fact about people who work on oil rigs. A, it's a shitty job. B, you're constantly in overtime. C, in some cases, you're forced to use your body. That's right, I said it. You're forced to use your body. I don't mean it in that way. There's a giant drill that needs to be repositioned. You need to use your entire body because you don't have time to call in the engineer to, like, recalibrate something. Okay? Okay, do you know how dangerous that is? That's very dangerous. C. What? Is something glitching me off? And here's the biggest one. If you make a single mistake on an oil rig, okay, like for example, you have the drill. If you miscalibrate the drill and the drill like falls down, gets lost, it's not secured, something like that, guess what? For the next month, very likely, you just delayed your job for the next month. Because imagine this, there's the drill, okay, the tip of the drill, they need to secure. It's like the secondary or primary drill, depending on the device, like the thing. Those things sometimes are not secured, so they'll drop inside the hole. Guess what? You need to, like, pull that out. You know, somebody out there is gonna be like, why don't you simply put the drill inside, you know, the entire machine thingy, the nozzle, and, like, you lock it in then? Because it doesn't work like that, it's manual. There's an entire system in place. And sometimes engineers or the workers will forget to, like, lock in the drill correctly, and it falls down the hole, and guess what? You just wasted a month of not doing any work. And in some cases, people try to get out of paying them or, like, you know, like, deduct from them and stuff. And everybody else in the team will hate you. Fun fact, in some places, they would, like, the guy will actually leave his job. Because at that point, the team lost their synergy. That's the type of life that's out there, okay? I don't know if people come out and is like, well, you see, D is a game developer. It's so sad how much they have to work in making a 3D model. Dude, seriously, shut the fuck up. I tried to make a 3D model, I can't make a 3D model. It's the same thing with, like, Path of Exile back in the day. Because, you know, the Path of Exile developers are called GGG. And every time there was a bug or something that needed fixing or quality of life, everybody would defend them and was like, oh no, poor game companies, they're so sad, they're so indie, it's like 50 people only working. And I'm like, yeah, it's their job. It's called grinding gear games, not German Goo Girls. They are making a game, it's like literally their job. This is not a case of feel sorry about them or show disrespect, that's not the case. This is their job. You know what job means, right? That's the equivalent of somebody saying, oh, you work in customer service for banks? What a sad day that you need to work over there and it's so hard to do this job. There's a huge difference between saying, hey, don't show disrespect to people, they're people, and at the same time white knighting for them and being like, hey, don't say anything, it's so hard to do this job. Like, shut the fuck up. Everybody has a hard life doing job, okay? Ironically enough, nowadays, being a game developer, other than market instability, is much easier. Ironically enough. Maybe you have mental fatigue, but hey, at least you aren't working 3 or 4 fucking jobs breaking your back for it. You don't understand, modeling is very hard, 2 lines of code is very hard. We have to show them major... They're like gods among us. Dude, shut the fuck
a communication awaits your attention.
You don't understand, it's so hard to make a game. Dude, you tried to make an Unreal asset flip horror game, you didn't succeed, shut the fuck up, keep it to yourself. I don't know why you're trying to white knight for a game company that has technically 300 employees. Okay, I just want to point this out. D has 300 employees apparently, according to Google. They have 300 employees and they can't even fix Ember's legs, okay? Just let that sink in for a minute. And for some reason, the skin on Ember is much better than the one on Valkyr. I don't know why there's a weird color distortion here. but there is that just a little bit of weirdness to the color and the glitteriness of this thing that is always throwing off the color. I don't know how DE can't even keep colors consistent between heirloom skins with 300 employees. And apparently modeling is hard, even though in one of my videos I did show that program Chainer on how you do easy texture conversion on the spot in less than 5 minutes. DE won't even do that, so I don't know what they're praising them for. So yeah, those are the stupid things I saw today. Somebody white knighting for DE is so hard. And all I could think about is like, are you hoping for a job? Are you hoping DE will come over there and pluck you away from society and give you a job working for them? They have 300 employees. They don't need you. Are you a YouTuber trying to make a following? With their like 50,000 bots? Like, I don't understand what the situation here, man. Yeah, it's very likely a kid. Oh my god, seriously, Octavia? I need people to carry me instead. I don't want to kill anything. You people are the worst. This is the lowest kill rate I've seen in a while. I just want to live up the weapon, man. Okay, maybe in public Gabby there are people that know how to play the game. Hopefully people that stick together, not like an Atlas that keeps on punching things across the entire map. And then Atlases are surprised when nobody likes to play with them. Oh yeah, this is something else I saw this week. Somebody who has an Atlas main was complaining why people don't like Atlas. Like, literally, you know, people are like, oh, Atlas is good, blah, blah, blah. And, I wish I was the type of person who actually posted on Reddit. I would have told them, because Atlas players have only one brain cell in their entire rock body. Because it's too hard for them to think in not punching things across the entire map. Especially on Gabby. Gabby, dude. I kind of feel useless. I think Ember would be better here. You wonder if that kid is crying? I hope that kid on Reddit is crying, honestly, every night to sleep. They're like, "Whoa, the streamer told me that I shouldn't have been talking good about D. About how hard it is to make a game." And I'm like, yeah, know your place, kid. I'm sorry, like, maybe the guy didn't mean anything by that, you know? They were just venting or whatever. But I don't understand what the problem was. People shit talk Ember, okay. But they want bots from D, that's not okay. And making games is hard, therefore don't ask anything, we're privileged. What the fuck does it even mean? Don't ask to fix the game? Because here's the thing, I have PTSD, I have actually trauma. I have trauma from people that, you know, they just worship a game company so much that they don't allow any criticism to go through. And then once the game fails, they're like, oh no, why did it fail? Because we didn't let any criticism go through. The number one killer of games is when developers, you know, like, ironically enough, it's not developers. I mean, yeah, of course, it's like not listening to the game feedback and stuff like that, or maybe listening too much and doing all the wrong decisions. But ironically enough, that's not also part of it. The other part is when there's a group of people, the white knights for your game, that like literally filter out everything for the game. It's kind of like in fact, the perfect example is the First Descendant. The First Descendant could have been, like, of course it's Nexon, those guys suck. But it could have been something. Instead, you had a bunch of white knights that just filtered out everybody, you know, immediately. Yeah, really? Without her fish? All the guys were like, hey, where the guy skins got filtered out by the Gooners. And then it became so bad that even the Gooners were like, okay, we just don't get any skins other than girl skins? I just killed a sergeant now and you already are offended by it? Whenever there's a group of people that filter out the other part of the community against the developers, honestly, it just ends up in disaster. I know, it was just one thread, I shouldn't get offended, but like, Path of Exile is a perfect example of this. The reason all the bad choices recently haven't happened in Path of Exile is because the community let it happen. You know, if you have shitty gameplay, shitty grind, you have shitty this, shitty that, and even the cosmetics, and you only have cosmetics left, and the cosmetics are not easily available, and they cost like $60, it turns out it's not a good combination. No, I have no idea if he has 300 employees. That's what the wiki, sorry, not the wiki, the thing claims. All I know, it's very Canadian. It's very Canadian for a company to have 300 employees and you never see them. This is one of the great beautiful lies Canada has. That is very common. You look up a studio, you look up a, you know, a company, usually governmentally, and you're like, okay, cool beans, man. You guys have 300 employees now. Where is 300 employees worth of value in your company? Where is 300 employees worth of effort? Because usually you're gonna have like maybe a dozen programmers, you know? A dozen programmers. Maybe a dozen animators. You have a dozen of this, dozen of that in every single field, and like, I don't see it happening. You know what I mean? I don't see it happening. Warframe doesn't have 300 employees, I think, working on it. I don't know what the other people at Digital Extremes are doing. It must be all bureaucratic. You have at least 200 employees working in the offices, just, you know, signing papers. Or I don't know, like buying fridges. I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't understand. It's kind of like Ubisoft, you know? What was it? Ubisoft had... They did something and they had like several hundred employees at one point. Like several hundred. And after, you know, the COVID hiring spree, like that finished, they were done with it. They fired like half of them. So those, like it means those half were not doing anything. That's what I feel about Warframe sometimes. It's a, you know, you Google it and it's like, hey, we have 300 employees. And you look at the game and you're like, okay, there's so many bugs. I mean, forget about programming bugs. I'm not even talking about programming bugs. I'm talking about like audio bugs, the sound quality bugs. You have graphical bugs. Those are not bugs like, you know, like the game might not render something because of the engine. I'm talking about bugs like Ember's ties. Nobody had 5 minutes to fix that. It's literally 5 minutes. What are the 300 employees doing at Digital Extreme? That is why, you know, it reminds me of like the PTSD I have from Path of Exile with GGG, where the community every time is like, don't criticize our babies. We love them. They're good people. And then, you know, people are like, okay, what about this bug and this bug? No. What do you mean no? No. It's too much work, man. It's too much work. It's their job. It's in the name. It's their job. Imagine if somebody was called a teacher, but they're a stripper. I mean, I don't know, some guys are into that, but you know what I mean? If you didn't want to be a teacher, then don't be a teacher. Don't play the victim card here. Well, the game company isn't playing the victim card, the community is. Imagine, I mean, don't imagine. I have a tiny dick, okay? And I nickname myself Bigus Dickus. And then somebody is like, well, you don't have a big dick, you have a tiny dick. Well, what is this, this brand? The loyalty of the brand is hard. You know, you tarried it. You lied to me, and I'm like, listen, you can't expect the truth out of this, okay? Technically, technically my company is not about having a big dick, even though I did say it had a big dick. How do you feel about it? How do you feel if I made a company called Big Dick Incorporated, and you come over and they have the tiniest dicks around there, and maybe there's 1 or 2 big dicks? How do you feel about it? I know I wouldn't feel too good about that. And imagine you have white knights, they're like, oh, you don't understand, it's a different standard, okay? Maybe it's a big dick for them. And I'm like, what's the racial stereotype suddenly, huh? When you white knight so hard, which is kind of funny, isn't white knighting technically racist? That moment when you white knight so hard, that it comes full circle and you end up being the bad guy. But then imagine this, our company goes under because, you know, there are no big dicks anymore. It's full of tiny dicks. We can't do our market share. Imagine all the stripping bars, they come over to us and like, well, give us our best, give us your best boys with biggest dicks, and we give them the tiniest one with the occasional big one. Also, there's like discontent between the employees, you know. The one guy that has a big dick among the dozens, I mean, you think the other guys are not gonna be jealous? Do you think they're gonna be happy? Big Dick Joe and Tiny Dick Bob, do you think they're gonna be happy? Maybe they're best friends, you know, that'll work for them, but not for the rest of it. Do you think Jonathan is happy? Do you think Eduardo is happy? Do you think Philippe is happy? No, they aren't. There's this guy, like, you know, like a rhinoceros down there, and then the other guys are just like a hand at best. Yeah, what a sad day, honestly, to be a man with a tiny dick. Why the big dick analogy? I don't know, man. Honestly, that's the best I could do. Because I'm trying to get the point across, you know what I mean? I don't like white knights, honestly. I mean, no offense, but remember... Oh, man, remember back in the day, Gamergate? Dude, the entire thing about Gamergate started because of the white knights. You had a couple of trolls that were like, lolamal raffle, look at this person with their shitty game, lolamal raffle. And then a cavalcade of people just, you know, inundated. Ow, I just hit myself. Like, you know, like all those people came out and were like, we're gonna defend this shitty game for absolutely no reason. And then the entire Gamergate thing happened. And all I could think about was like, if everybody just kept their mouth shut, none of this would have happened. We would have an easy life and that's it. And then it turns out the people, you know, the white knights, the person that they're defending, I'm not gonna say their name, but the person they're defending, oh hey, my test is ready. The person that they're defending, you know, turned out to be pretty stupid. When they said a certain country that was nuked twice, they didn't get nuked enough. In a very serious way, by the way. You know me, when I make dark jokes, it's just a splatter everywhere. Everybody becomes a victim. I don't go after a specific country and I'm like, well, you guys ate 2 fucking nukes, motherfuckers. Clearly that wasn't enough. And even when I say that, you know, if I say that, you know, it's in the middle of a fucking shitty asset flip horror game while I'm complaining. There's a whole different thing. I don't go to universities, talk to people, and I'm like, you know this country that ate 2 fucking nukes? Yeah, they clearly need another one, you know, at university level among teachers and like their own peers. Honestly, that was... Talk about not being able to read the room. And that was the person that all the white knights want to defend, huh? Somebody who, like, literally, with a straight face said, here's this country that ate 2 nukes, they needed a 3rd one. I mean, listen, I hate anime too, but I wouldn't go as far as nuking an entire country because of anime. Listen, I think taking all these Sekai watchers, you know, that like underage girls to prison is good enough for me. I think we should aim at least taking people to prison. I don't think we need a nuke. I don't know, that's my humble opinion, man. That is my humble opinion. We don't need to nuke the entire country. I feel like if we just take maybe 50% of them to prison, it's fine enough. Yeah, sure. Which test is this? I hope it's a good one.
Tenno are more than just fighters.
Oh no.
Prove your intellect by hacking these terminals.
Mother, this is the hacky one. I'm on a complete timer. Which one next? Oh. I forgot how to hack all these years later. Because I keep on using the hacky thing. See, the game teaches me I should always train. Ah, look at Valkyrie, she's pressing buttons. Wow, what a cool cat. With fat tits. Could I use the thing to hack it or no? I'm gonna assume they patched it, right, or something. Okay, see, Snake. See, I'm good at the game. Because as a kid, this is the only thing I had on my old Nokia phone, playing Snake. All my friends had the latest phones playing everything. That cat is blinding, man. Dear, what are you doing to my eyeballs?
Messages for the operator. No, I have not read them.
What is? But wait, is there a way to change these? The sigils? The mastery sigils, can I choose which one to use? Like, how can I change this? Because it should be silver right now.
Ordis loves it.
Yeah, I don't know how to change this. Warframe, change mastery sigil. Okay, see, another feature D puts in randomly and forgets about it. Yeah, it's supposed to be silver according to, like, what I'm seeing.
Saddle up.
Why is it still bronze? Can't do this. Or this, I don't know. These are too big. There's no good things on... There's nothing good for Valkyrie in any of these. So never mind. Actually... I am just gonna stay here, if you don't mind. Are you shooting infested out in the sky, man? Why is the sound effect coming from the right? What the? Hold on, are my headphones broken? Because I hear the sound mainly from the right. No, apparently it is from the right. What the fuck? Oh yeah, let's go to damage. Okay, let's look at the melee damage on Ember for a second. That's one of the things I wanted to see. To just Praedos. Yeah. So I was right. With Valkyr, you're gonna like nuke half your damage and you're gonna be doing like... because my electricals were doing about... Wow, it's that huge on Ember? That's a lot of melee damage on Ember. So with Ember, you can very easily... Wow, half a million. Yeah, okay, so I wasn't crazy. Yeah, you can feel the difference. Because with Valkyr, either I was averaging a million, which is nothing for a melee focus frame on melee influence. And at the same time, I was averaging maybe, like, most of the time, 100,000 on the lower end. It was not good at all. Melee influence honestly is not good at all on Valkyr. If only I showed this from before. There's nothing to see, you can feel the damage. Well, you don't know the numbers, but you can like definitely feel it. On the other end, with this weapon, I don't feel anything, man. God, this weapon should honestly chain its beams. This is such a sucky weapon, man. Isn't there a better school? Isn't there a better school for Ember at least? No, there isn't. I can confirm there is no better school than Zenruki for Ember, because at least you get like extra energy. But the funny part is, I think I could technically nuke down. I could nuke down like 2 more nodes. This weapon is not good at all, man. It needs to chain at the very least. Actually, I want to Google something. Warframe, why don't weapons share XP? Because I remember I'd always have a weapon, I'd get kills with them, and then the other weapon also got part of the XP, but apparently that's not the case anymore. I have no idea why. And apparently Warframe kills are 100% to the Warframe? Don't see what that's about. I've literally nothing better to do. I was so happy today, I had almost like a 1.5 hour Void Cascade in Steel Path, and everybody wasted my day because everybody kept on disconnecting. Yeah. And then when I finally got a good team, they had to leave because the host was like, oh no, somebody else is leaving, I have to leave too. They're dead. Very respectable kill time. It's no Valkyr one-shot, but for literally Praedos that has nothing set up except my basic buffs, it's very respectable. I have no idea what people are talking about when it comes to Ember. Because here's the funny part, before Temple came out, I agreed with everything. After Temple came out, I'm like, listen, at least she's a weapons platform, I think she still needs a buff or two when it comes to the entire heat mechanic thing on her number 2, because that has abysmal synergy with the rest of her kit. The main identity of Ember, you replace it, ironically enough. That's the problem that I always had. And now that we have Tempo, just use them for your caster frame fire needs. That's it. What's the big deal? No. Ember has to be the one. Okay, so then we need Tempo to be the weapons platform with heat. If that's not the case, then who is it? Gauss? Gauss is not a buffer. Gauss is a type of character where you give them a very strong, explosive weapon. Something like, for example, the Accelerator, ironically enough. You get a myopic rounds. Myopic, right? The one that's infinite rounds, you shoot forever with no, like, ammo problems. And you just massively dump all your ammo on the enemy and destroy them right in front of your eyeballs. That's one of the ways to play Gauss. Gauss is already a weapons platform in a different way. He doesn't need to become the heat platform Warframe. And that's what people talk about. And then the White Knights come out and are like, "Where people ask too much." I'm like, dude, what is this extreme? What is it with the Warframe community like being too extremes, you know what I mean? That's why I don't understand. Yeah, I'm gonna saturate you, mom. I don't understand why the Warframe community is like two extremes. You know what I mean? One extreme of the community is like, no, we have to defend D at every possible turn. The other group of people is like, attack at all possible turns, D. And all I could think about is like, what's the big deal, man? Just
Life support activated.
can't you guys have balance? Thanos was right. You guys are wrong. Just saying. Also, Thanos had a big dick. He can be part of my big Joe company. You know, I'm pretty sure Thanos would sell gangbusters if he just showed his penis to people. It is one thing at least the mob movies did right, even though it kind of sucks on how they did it. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but it's better than nothing, was not making Thanos a simp for the Death Lady. When I found that out, it was like so funny for me. Did you know the original motivation for Thanos for killing people is because he was in love with Death? Because Death apparently is a hot, busty lady? Oh, really? Did it have symbolic meaning? Maybe like, you know, she looked like his wife, or maybe she made a promise and that's why he fell in love, or maybe after his planet was ravaged, she was like one of those things that, you know, one of those entities that told him what life's true meaning is, that living life is a beautiful lie, and that she's the ugly truth. And Thanos is like, not for me. You're the only person that told me the truth. No matter how ugly your truth is, it's beautiful to me. And then she's like, wow, take me. You know, something like that? No. Thanos was just simping for a dead woman. Well, not a dead woman, the manifestation of death as a busty woman. And then the movies are like, everything is balanced. And I'm like, cool, you guys did well. It makes a lot more sense than whatever trash that was in the comic book. Why are comic books so bad, man? Like, why are they so bad? They were so bad. They wake up and they become bad every day.
Additional life support has arrived.
Okay, mother, what can I do? Send me the bill later. Who has a nicer ass? Don't stick it in there, man. That was your mom's job. Who has a nicer ass? I think Ember has a nicer ass still. There's something wrong about Valkyrie's ass. The way they did the muscle, and then once again it looks like really weird, like she has the bow-leg look to her. It's honestly like very vexing. Can you stop sticking your thing in there? God, leveling up weapons honestly sucks. Especially whatever the fuck this gun is. Okay, do you guys just spawn in the most random places possible, or what? I'm an acolyte. I came to get you, Tenno, for your sins. Here, I'm gonna spawn at least a couple meters away from you, just in case, okay? I keep on using the wings. Yeah, I know. I think I'm literally the only person who uses these wings from the Ember Beru thing. Although I wish they would honestly fix the graphical effects on them. They're pure metallic. The wings, honestly, on the Beru Ember thing are perfection. They're the right amount of wing. You can add the other wings on top of it. They're small enough that they're not a bother, and they don't cover any details on your back. Too many capes covers, too much detail. You see, that's the thing. That person on Reddit that is like, Reddit models and programs, it's so hard, guys, have to be more generous. That's exactly the problem I have. You know, like they themselves, they don't care about the artists, or the artists don't care about their own work. Okay, mother, we got this. We're getting saturated in here, baby. Oh no.
Life support has been replenished.
Oh really? Good for me. I'm out of energy, mother. What can I do now? Oh no, that thing stuck something up my ass. 300 energy instantly, you say?
The more successful we will be.
Oh, really? No, you don't say, mother. We're so successful in life. But the little wings are honestly perfection. They don't hide the details on the back 90% of the time. Because all the other capes hide details. And I hate it. But then also you can't put it on everything, you know? Like, for example, you can't put the little wings on Frost with the Harkon skin. It looks terrible. Well, like, Frost has a big dick. No, it's not tiny. By the way, the Void Cascade in Standard is still going, man. What is my luck, honestly? I just wanna play...